Well, hey guys, welcome back to Waters Family Homestead. All right, so I've got a bunch of stuff out on the table. Got my getting home bag, go bag there, but I'm getting ready to do a video for that. So I've had this stuff laid out on the table for several days. You know, sometimes I have to plan when and how to do the video. So I'm gonna make one. Just ignore this stuff for right now. That'll be an upcoming video. But so I went to the truck and got some tools. So I got my little wrench. Everybody makes fun of this little wrench, but it opens wider than most 8-inch wrenches, and this is about a 5. And it opens as wide as most 10 inches. So I keep that in my tool pouch because this thing's handy. But either way, what we're going to do today is talk about securing my security, which is that dog out there. So that video actually did pretty good, you know, alternatives for security or whatever on your property. But every time I go to Lowe's and buy things that I need to keep the dog on the runner and all that stuff, I typically buy more than I need. Just so I've got it on hand, because y'all know, I've done enough videos on it. Excuse me. He wears through these pulleys like it's candy. So that cable runs through here, and I have to squeeze the frame closer together on my vise out there, bend it where it's straight so the cable can't get between the pulley wheel and the frame of the pulley, because it'll snag up. But he wears through these pulley wheels about every 3 weeks. 3 to 4 weeks, I better change that pulley wheel or he's gonna wear through it. So the last video I did, I showed y'all I went with a bigger pulley, hoping that it would last longer, because the bigger pulley is gonna actually roll, you know, completely around less times than the smaller pulley. It's a 1/2 inch difference. Guys, it didn't matter. 3 weeks. I got home the other night from work. It was dark, because it gets dark early, and he had already worn through the pulley, through the pin that holds the wheel in the pulley, and the frame of this thing here was wedged. The cable had gotten wedged where he had worn through it so bad that it was a couple more minutes he'd have broke it all the way completely off. So what I did with my other dog that wore out pulleys, nowhere near this fast, was I put 2 on the cable. So what I'm going to make today, and I'm going to put the phone in hyperlapse or time lapse so y'all just see me working. It basically records us 1 second of video for about 40 seconds of time. So if y'all see a 10-second time lapse, then you've got about 400 seconds of video. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put the video in hyperlapse, and I've saved all my old parts. Well, not all of them, but I saved them. Like this pulley wheel here is worn almost completely in 2, but it's not quite there. This one's worn pretty good. It's not as worn down as the other. So I save them if I catch it before he gets all the way through. So I've got a couple of the frames. I've got a couple of the wheels, actually 3 of the pulley wheels itself. And I'm going to reuse one of these older wheels. Now, when it comes to that, most people would think, well, why put this wore out wheel? He wears it out because he pulls on it so much while it's rolling. The one that doesn't, if you put one up there and it doesn't have any pressure on it, and it's just free rolling back and forth, it lasts a lot longer. So what I did with my other dog is I took a cable, and I can't find the one I had made, so I'm gonna make one. Take a piece of his 20-foot runner where he's done broke one end off, and I'll make a piece about 1 foot long, and I'm gonna put a pulley on it and leave the clip so I can clip it to the runner that he's on. So it'll have 2 pulleys on the cable, and if he breaks through this one where he's wore it out, the second one's going to hold him until I can get home and say, okay, it is time to go change that pulley. Otherwise, he would have been loose. So I had to do that when I had that problem with the county dog catcher, to make sure my other dog couldn't get out of the yard. So I'm going to do that now, and I don't know why I haven't done it before, but he's wearing these pulleys out so fast, I've got to get it to where I know he's going to still be in the yard when I get home. So these wore out ones, you know, he hasn't worn all the way through, will work fine for the backup to keep him on that cable. And when I get home and I see he's pulling off the backup cable and the other one's hanging, then I know it's time to go put a new pulley on and get him back on a, you know, a brand new pulley so he's not going to get free. So when like I say, every time I go, I buy these little cable clamps. I buy extra. I've got 4 of the small ones here, a couple of the mediums. So I'm going to take one end of one of these cables and I'm going to make another little cable about 1 foot long, 1.5 feet long. And I've got everything I need to get it remounted out there. So I'll have a backup for him where he can't get off if he wears through. So I'm going to put the video in time lapse and I'm going to get this thing done for y'all. And then I'll go out there and show you what it does, exactly how it works when I'm done. Okay guys, so I know it's only about 20 seconds of video for y'all, but you know, each second is 40 seconds for me, so took me a little while. But I put double cable ties or cable clamps on here, tighten down pretty good with my little adjustable wrench. You can get a nut driver, but the nut driver I've found, I can't get as much power on it to tighten it down. So I put 2 to make sure he can't pull it out. Remember, this dog loves to break this stuff. So he can't reach it, but he pulls really hard. So it's still got the clip on the end where I can clip it to the cable that's out there now. And he'll have that much further he can pull when he switches to this. But it's just so I can get home and put him back on. So when I got home the other day and that bigger pulley had worn completely through like it did, I do have a spare, brand new. So I'm going to go out there and I'm going to put him on a new pulley and take that used one I put on back off to keep as a spare. But I'm going to put this pulley wheel and this new pin and Carter key or keeper key, whatever it's called, on the one he's using now. And this is going to clip to it and go on the cable. So when that one breaks or wears out, he'll have this one that'll keep him there. So I'll show y'all how it works when I get it done. I have to back my truck up down there to the cable because I can't pull it. I got it high enough for UPS, FedEx, all those people can, you know, make deliveries in and out of the yard without having to hit the cable. So that's the point of it being as high as it is. So I have to pull my truck down and I stand on the tailgate of the truck so I can reach the cable to put the new ones on. And I'm going to go out there and do that, and then I will continue this video and show y'all the end result when I'm done getting it put on. So hang on just a minute. Alright guys, you get to see him do his business, but whatever. Being on my truck tires. Stop. You have to learn how to do it one, you know, by yourself, but I wrap him around the things on the side, put a bungee cord up so he can't pull it off. Now I got to get up there. All right, guys, so I'm gonna take you up there and zoom into it and show you how it works. So he still has the main pulley he's running on. If he quits sniffing my butt while I'm doing this. And then the second little pulley I just made with a small, 2-foot cable connects to it. So when he wears this pulley out, that cable will catch his runner and he still will not be off. And it gives me a chance to get home and put a new pulley in that position. And also, if I need him to, if I don't have one, that'll get me by for a few days to get another. And that's what I had to do with my other dog. This one is a lot worse than my old pit bull was at wearing these pulleys out. But it's just what you got to do. Got to be inventive. Let me go set this tripod back down and get him unhooked from the truck. I have to move the camera back, guys, because as soon as I turn him loose from the truck, he's going to knock the camera down. All right, let me take this off the tripod. So, as you can see, it doesn't stop him at all. The pulley he's got all the pressure on just pushes the other one and drags the other one with it, but there's no weight on it other than the weight of that little cable. So it doesn't wear out as fast. So now he's got a brand new pulley on the one that he's pulling on all the time, and there's a backup to catch him when he wears it out. So let me flip this thing around. I appreciate you guys watching. If you have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe. I do appreciate it. I'm trying to go in the door. Y'all see my tripod I use. It's got extendable legs, but it's only about 4 foot tall. But he's got a backup now so that I don't have to worry about him being loose when I get home, where he's worn that thing out and gotten off. I don't have to worry about him getting up here and eating my cat's food again and all that good stuff. So I feel better about it. I should have done that when I first got him. Honestly, I just never thought about it, and why, I have no idea. Sometimes we all just need a little kick in the butt for forgetting something. But I've got the 34-foot extension ladder on my truck because I've needed it for several jobs at work. And I really need to go down there and tighten that. It's a ratchet strap around the telephone pole. Let me flip this around. It's a ratchet strap around the telephone pole down here that holds the cable. He pulls on that, but you see him shaking the telephone pole. But what it is, he runs so hard and lets that cable stop him, it snatches him. And he has broke several cable ties. Now he's happy, y'all. He's not starving on the other end of the dirt road where nobody lives, which is where he was when I found him a year and a half ago. But, all right, I'm zoomed into 3 times to see if I can show y'all. But you see right there, he has hit. I had a cable stop about 15 to 20 feet away from the telephone pole, so he couldn't wrap around it. But now he's hit it so many times, he's broke it, and the cable stop's not there, so he runs all the way down. But he's figured out how to untangle himself right here. I've never had to untangle him. But anyway, I had a second cable at one time. If we're talking about security, guys, when I had the 2 pit bulls, this tree I cut down right here in the yard, I had a cable ran to it. So it's not quite as far as this one. This one is close to 240 feet. See, I'm zoomed in 3 times. It's close to 240 feet from the pole I put up. It's about 230. And so I ran another one there. I had a dog house down there and all with the female pit bull I had. It was also a rescue. And ran up here, but I had to put that dog down. I had her for several years. She had been in so many homes and abused. She was fine with me or any other adults, but very skittish to people she didn't know. But she actually ended up biting one of my grandchildren when we were all out in the yard. And a dog that bites somebody is, you know, especially my grandchild, is not going to survive long. So that dog actually got put down because of that. I couldn't have that. I couldn't have my grandchildren getting bit. But anyway, it is what it is. Let me grab one of his rope toys here. Oh, look, he's unwrapped around the telephone pole. Threw it down there toward his doghouse. Now, he's acting like he can't figure it out. Oh, I don't actually think he's wrapped around it. I think maybe the plate on the pole has snagged his cable. Let me go take care of this. All right. Yeah, since he can get to the pole, he's knocked some splinters off of it. So, power company may not be happy with me about that, but it is what it is. I'll probably end up having to put my own pole up and put him on here, which is doable. If that's the case, I'll run it all the way over to closer to the property line instead of stopping here in the yard, and that'll be all right. But that's the dog's job, is to keep people out of the yard, and that's the reason I had one on this side. You know, you're not getting past both dogs without causing a ruckus. And there's a buzzard just landing in the tree right there, y'all. See it? And I don't know why he's here. I haven't shot anything lately. Apparently there's something around. But anyway, as far as security, guys, it's hard to beat a dog. They smell things before you smell them. They see things before you see them. They hear things before you hear them. And they alert you way before you would know something was going on. So I threw it his direction, so of course he didn't have to run after it. But either way, that's just a backup. I guess I'm gonna get in the truck, go down there and set the buzzard took off, but set the extension ladder up and get his cable tightened up a little bit. It's sagging just a little more than I'd like it to. So either way, guys, I appreciate y'all watching. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, hit the thumbs up, make a comment. If you've got ideas on videos that you want me to try to cover, I will be glad to do that. Comments to help improve my system. Hey, I don't know everything. I'm learning just like you guys. We're just sharing knowledge. So, you know, give me a comment. Let me know what you think. There's something in the garden area. I'm gonna walk closer just to see what it is. But I do appreciate y'all. Y'all remember what I always tell you. Jesus Christ loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe. Be prepared.